Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about former President Donald J. Trump's meeting, the one that has been in headlines all over the holidays. We're going to briefly go over the meeting. We'll talk about Trump's framing of it, and then we'll talk about why, despite repeated requests, I didn't make a video about it over the weekend. Okay, so if you don't know what happened, have no idea what I'm talking about because you were busy with your family or whatever, the former president of the United States had a meeting with some controversial figures. It's how the media is pretty much covering it. He met with Kanye West, who I'm fairly certain most people watching this channel understand what's going on there, and a man named Nick Fuentes, who I'm not going to go through his bio, just hit Wikipedia. Suffice it to say that most people watching this channel would call him a racist fascist. And to be honest, I'm sure that there are terms that he would like used instead, but I don't think he would actually be offended by that. He is very open about who he is. He doesn't attempt to hide it. He is a person who openly calls for dictatorship. Okay, so the meeting took place. The word went out that Trump was, I believe, quote, impressed with Fuentes, and the backlash started, the normal cycle. Trump put out this little statement. So I helped a seriously troubled man who just happens to be black, Kanye West, who has been decimated in his business and virtually everything else, and who has always been good to me, by allowing his request for a meeting at Mar-a-Lago alone so that I can give him very much needed advice. Advice is in quotations for some reason. He shows up with 3 people, 2 of which I didn't know. The other, a political person who I haven't seen in years. I told him don't run for office, a total waste of time, can't win, fake news, went crazy. Big surprise. Trump didn't know him. I'm willing to bet, Fuentes only got coffee, right? So that's Trump's framing of it. It was an accident. He didn't know he was going to meet Fuentes. Okay. I would ask, can anybody remember Trump accidentally meeting, Lee Merritt, somebody who fights for civil rights? Nah. Or is it just one type of person that he accidentally runs into? Some might call that an indicator. I didn't rush out to make a video about this for a very simple reason. It's not news. It's not. They treated it as breaking news, but is it? Are you surprised by this development? Is this shocking to you? Or is this something that you're like, okay, yeah, a guy who certainly appears to have attempted a self-coup hung out with a dude who openly calls for dictatorship. Yeah, that kind of tracks. The coverage of it, as they attempted to garner outrage, was very lukewarm. Controversial figures is how it was framed. Most places didn't really go into how controversial. They didn't call him a fascist. They didn't call him a racist. Just a controversial figure. Far right. It's not surprising. It's Trump. It's mask off, but it's not surprising. It's not news. He's telling everybody who he is. And he's been telling everybody. Believe him. I think the sooner we stop acting like this is surprising, that this is shocking, the better. We can just accept what we're dealing with. I don't believe if we all gasp hard enough, he'll suddenly realize the errors of his ways. He's aware of the message he puts out. He's aware of who his followers are, even when he accidentally meets them. It's time to stop pretending that this is surprising. It's not. Trump is who he is, and he's telling everybody. But none dare call it fascism. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.